We live
It,
again. Welcome to I Am the Data podcast. Nathaniel Evans, our amazing co-host Jeannie Muhammad. Oh, we got an amazing topic for y'all today. And we're just ready to get to it, man. We want to drop this wisdom, drop this knowledge, start refine ourselves and refining one another. That's what this podcast is about. I am the data. It's about our lives. Changing our lives, recognize our lives, and moving forward with our lives. Allow anything to actually come in the front of our lives. Everything has to stay behind so we can stay in control, right? So it's like, it's the
that's right.
simple gifts that we've been given. And one of our greatest gifts that Jeannie always tells me about, is that we was created, right? There's no greater gift, right, than us being created. And we were created for a purpose, right? What is that purpose, right? And this is what Jeannie's talking about today. This is what we're talking about. So I'm going to let Jeannie start it off, and we're just going to get the ball rolling.
Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. I am Jeannie Muhammad, your global happiness expert. I am happy to be here today. I'm grateful. I like to start out each show with listing what I'm grateful for because, you know, whenever you find yourself, I am the happiness expert now. So, whenever you find yourself in a space where you are not happy, start listing in your mind or writing down what you are grateful for. So,
Mm.
I am grateful for Nathaniel. I'm grateful for I am Nadada. I'm grateful to be able to look outside today. I don't know what it's like where you are, Nathaniel, but it's
It's
raining here
nice.
today.
It's pretty
It's
nice there.
nice. See,
Yeah, it's
it's
nice.
raining here today, but you know
See,
what? I see beauty in the rain.
it's beauty all over,
I
man.
am grateful.
And the beauty, and this is like the beauty of the Most High, the beauty of our Lord, right? We got many different names, for our power, but one of the beauties of our Lord is that He doesn't do what man does against man, right? The Most High
Hmm.
cultivates all the land at strategic time periods for purposes, for strategic purposes, for the lands and the people in the land can prosper and elevate, you know what I'm saying, and know that they're being cared for, that the Most High has not forgotten about them, that He's still attending to them, right?
That's
And
right.
when we look in this society right here, right, we're not catering to one another like that. We're not building up. We build up one community beautiful, and then we leave the other community in a horrific state. Instead of building every community the same way, right? So we can be built the same way, right? No man want to be condemned by God and then watch another man be saved by God, right? Every man want to be basically saved by the Most High. No man want to basically lose his life, right, to the higher power. So it's the same way here. We don't want to lose our lives to a lower vessel, meaning the same vessel that we are is a lower vessel. So if there's a vessel that's the same as us, it's still a lower vessel. So why should we be basically uprooted by lower vessels? When a higher vessel actually places here to elevate and ensure that we have one another's back. I told my friend that one day, and he was basically like, how do you know that you're supposed to take care of one another? And I said, there's only one reality that shows that we're supposed to take care of each other. The Most High gave each one of us a back, which means that you can't see behind you. Somebody has to see behind you for you to tell you, watch out, something's going on around here. If you get an itch in the middle of your back, it's hard to scratch it, right? Somebody else got to come and scratch it for you, right?
Uh,
Don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. We got this nice little back here, and this back is a part of our lives, right? And it shows us that we are not as
that's
powerful
right.
as we think that we are, because somebody else has to say, sir, watch out, because you can't see what's going on behind us, right? And
Yes.
as we're
Yes.
moving through this life, and this is what this topic is about, we're dealing with the rhythm of life, right? And I know Jeannie came with this topic, so I want her to, if she want me to expound on it, I could, but, you know, I want her to expound if she wants to, that's her, but, you know, the
Well,
rhythm of
this is
life.
what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this, Nathaniel. Yes, I came up with this subject, but one reason I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for that mind that you have, is because I know that I can come up with any subject, and you can talk about it. And I
That's
love
right.
that. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah,
I can come up with, I'm going to say this to the audience. I can come up with a subject, and all I have to do is sit back and listen to Nathaniel, and he would take me deeper into the subject that I came up with and give me another perspective on that subject. So that's why I am so grateful to have Nathaniel as the person that is here sharing this platform. And I just want to say this, because I know when I give Nathaniel the mic back, or he takes it back, he will be able to carry this show by himself if he so desired. So, the rhythm of life.
That's right.
What is the rhythm of life?
That's powerful.
And how do you know what rhythm you're in?
Yeah, so
It
when you're
is
looking
very
at
powerful. It is.
It's very powerful, because when you're looking at rhythm, right, you're talking about synergy. You see what I'm saying? You talking about a moving process that's constantly moving, right? And when you get into the rhythm, you know, you can't stop and look at the rhythm, right? And that's one of the things, is that when you're in the rhythm, you in the rhythm. You know what I mean? You didn't create the ripple effects, right, of this rhythm that you're in. You planted your foot one place, and you put the other one in front of it. You just kept going, and you kept going, and you found your mark, right? And when you found that mark actually takes you over. So it's what you're doing now that's living. You know what I'm saying? That's a living life for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not you that's a living life for you. It's what you're doing, who you are. It's all interconnected, right? The rhythm of life is actually allows you to move forward, right? No rhythm goes backwards. Every rhythm goes forward. So, and this is a beautiful topic, because if you see that the rhythm in your life is not moving consistently, moving forward, that means you got an anchor on the bottom of your foot, right? And it's dragging you down, and it's not allowing you to create your rhythm for your life. And when you don't create your rhythm for your life, you don't feel purpose for life. There's no guarantee that you actually going to be able to survive this process that we call life, right? We're here because many people believe that we're here to die, right? But we only here to live, because that's the only thing that we know is life, right? We can see death, but we do not know it, right? There's no constitution, you know what I'm saying, for us to actually identify with death, but we can identify with life, because we're constantly living it, and we see many different vibrations, many different energy sources of life, right? And this life is moving us to the next level, which is what? Life itself, right? We're here as a rhythm of life to continue on with our rhythm of life, right? When they say, oh, leave a legacy, right? Let's look at it like that, right? So how do you leave a legacy, and when you die, you just actually is wiped out of existence? How is that possible? How can you die and still leave a legacy? Think about this.
Okay.
Spiritually, we are creating seeds in the world. We are planting multiple seeds, many seeds in the world, spiritually, including our seeds that actually come in the land as children, that we name children, right? These are seeds, spiritual seeds that we place. So we place spiritual seeds in the world. Then that means that we actually be able to benefit from those spiritual seeds in the world, even when we're no longer here, even when we transition. Is the rhythm of life allow us to be able to move forward in life, even when we're not here. We have counterparts in life that we created. We have substances that we place into the world, you know what I'm saying? Beliefs and values and things of that nature that we try to leave the world with and make sure the world is a better place after we leave, right? So the rhythm of life is that adage, actually, is life.
Okay. You know what, Nathaniel? Do you see our values in life connected to our rhythm? You know, the values that we hold and knowing what our values are? Because sometimes, and I always say, that takes that self-examination and knowing yourself. Because do you think that there are some people that walking around and don't even know they have a rhythm and don't know what their rhythm is and why things are happening to them? Maybe they're not in. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to look at the relationships, you know, that the world, you know what I'm saying, is having with people, right? The world is having a relationship with people, and the world is basically like not an open book for everybody. Like everybody don't get the same opportunities. You know, everybody's not treated the same way. Everybody don't come from a loving household and things of that nature. So a lot of time our rhythm of life is tainted before, you know, we even come to an awareness, you know what I'm saying, that we're supposed to live our own lives. You know, when you go through certain like family structures, like say for instance, that's cultural grounded, they a lot of times influence the people that come into the world through them to follow what they deem to be the appropriate rhythms for life, right? All of us in here are firefighters, all of us in here are police officers, all of us in here are Christians, right? These concepts where the rhythm of life is actually individualized, is not collective, is an individualized structure for the individual. It's not a collective. Even if you have Siamese twins, right? They are different. They are not the same being. They think different. They act different. They have certain behaviors that's going to be different. You know, food that they like is going to be different, and vice versa, and vice versa. So it actually shows us that we are individuals, right, on this earth that experience a collective experience. We're going through a collective experience as individuals. And as we journey to find our rhythm of life, there are many other rhythms of life that we come into contact with. So when you run into a different rhythm, it's going to say, well, you should be on my frequency. Look at my frequency. My frequency is the best, right? Nobody got a better frequency than me, right? And next thing you know, you jumping off your frequency and you jumping onto somebody else's. And this is when you start losing.
Or you're jumping into somebody else's rhythm because your rhythm is unique to you.
That's right. That's right. Even when you go on other people's platforms, like somebody says, we have an event today, come out. You're not coming out for them. You're coming out for you. You got to keep it on the eye. You're coming out here for you, and you need to mind your business. What I mean by minding your business is stay centered within you. Lock yourself in within you. Don't pay attention to everything that's going outside of you, because once you do, it starts snatching you. It starts taking little pieces of you, and it starts taking away your rhythm for who you are. You start looking for other people to identify you. You start looking for other people to give you permission, you know what I'm saying, to move the way that you want to move in the world. You're looking for them to open doors for you or introduce you to this person, introduce you to that person, right? Instead of you doing it on your own. Move yourself according to your own rhythm when you go into these different spaces so you won't become lost. See, the rhythm of life is for you to keep your rhythm for your life so you will not find yourself in the rhythm of the lives of others. Because once you find yourself in the rhythm of life of others, they can do what they will with you. Whatever they want to do with you, they have the option to do it because you allow yourself to be caught up in that rhythm. It's like joining a gang. It's like joining a gang. You in your crib, your mom says, listen, Sean, what's up, mom? Listen, man, I need you to clean this room up. You know what I'm saying? The room is horrible. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be a good man. You know what I'm saying? Look at your life. You know what I'm saying? Take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? For what is yours, right? This is your room. You got to take care of it. You're accountable for this, man. Listen, man, mom, listen, I'm 18 years old. I'm 16. I don't want to listen to what you got to say, right? I want to do whatever I want to do. The person found a rhythm and say, okay, even though it may be, in opposition to others, but he said, okay, I got my rhythm. I don't want to clean my room up. You know what I'm saying? That's part of my rhythm, right? But now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to get in a gang and a man going to tell me to commit a murder. And I'm going to do it.
Wow.
And then I'm going to go to a prison cell. According to the mandates of the prison system, I'm going to clean my room.
Ooh, that's something heavy to think about. And it goes back to what I was saying about values. What are your values that dictate your rhythm? Because going back to your example, okay, your mother asked you to clean, but your values are such that you say no. Your values are such, I don't have to listen to mama. Your values are such that I don't have to respect mama. Even though I'm in mama's home and this is her house and she asking me to do something good, it's good that I keep my room clean. It's good what she's asking me to do. She's not asking me to do anything that is detrimental to me. But my values are such that I would rather go out here and follow the dictates of someone that does not have my best interests at heart. This is the mind I'm going to follow. So
yeah,
what I was saying,
you got to be
values.
careful. Yeah, your values are important. Yeah, the values of your value systems, your belief systems. You read a book by Tony Robbins. He talked about belief systems and value systems, which are very, very profound. I'm actually going to look back into restudying those things again, but it shows you like what your value system, right? So your value system could be, you're in your mother's house, you don't want to clean up, you know what I mean? Your value system is that you want to be the man. You want everybody to know who you are, everybody to validate who you are, you know what I mean? And you just want homage to pay to you, you know what I mean? Because you're God. You know what I'm saying? Let's face it, you're God. You need people to pay homage to you in order for you to feel like you're God, right? So now when you go outside, you see that man with that value system, that rhythm that he created, this murderous rhythm that he created, this violent, destructive rhythm that he created, and you look and say, I want to be part of that. I want to connect myself to that rhythm right there. That's what I want to do. So the reason why your mother can't get across to you because your value systems are warped. That's why she can't get across. She can tell you anything on the Son of America,
that's right,
and you're still going to go against her because of the value system that you have, right? And the
that's
value
right.
system starts breaking down a lot of times once individuals get snatched basically out of their lives. Once your life gets snatched away from you, that value system that you was using to propel your life forward, it shatters. And now you get to see the real you.
Right. And that's why and you talk about your experience, in Nathaniel, and I see it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go into prison and you allow them to become one of I'm a criminal. I accept I'm a criminal. I accept that I'm a murderer and I don't mind murdering. I don't mind stealing. I don't mind that. So what you do, you let that become your rhythm. So in prison, the same thing you had outside of prison that led to you coming in there, you don't change your rhythm. You
You know
just
what I'm
keep
saying?
that
It stays the
rhythm
same.
going.
That rhythm stays the
So,
same way. You know what I'm saying? And it also increases. So it becomes stronger, right? So you want to make sure when you're going through the rhythm that you're going in the right direction, right? And the right direction means that you're going to prosper from this relationship, that you're going to develop from this relationship. You're going to think on a higher plane from this relationship. That's the point of your rhythm, right? You're able to walk, you're able to walk through the streets of Manhattan and to see a people and dip and dodge through everybody and don't touch nobody, right? You're able to move forward, you know what I'm saying, according to what you want out of life and how you want that to actually transpire, right? There is no, there's basically no reason that we actually should create spaces in our lives that are not going to benefit us, right? And that's not going to make sure that we move in a rhythm with our lives that we ourselves will validate, right? So you got to be at
right.
peace with who you are, you know what I'm saying, in this life, right? And what is that rhythm? And a lot of times, as this is one thing I learned too, especially, I'm looking at me, starting over in my professional career, starting over as a leader, me being in spaces that I didn't realize what those spaces were. I didn't realize who was in the room, and I didn't realize why I was even there. And coming to spaces like that without the true rhythm, what actually has the propensity to destroy you as an individual to the point where you don't come back. I've been in this movement for a long time, dealing with advocacy and prison systems and things of that nature. And I've seen many, many, many leaders, some I've deemed more powerful, I view as more powerful than me, are no longer on platforms and have been destroyed. You even have a lot of leaders that I know even went back to prison because they wasn't able to structure themselves around a system that had its own rhythm. And they tried to fit into a system that had its own rhythm and instead of staying within its rhythm, right? And I did this podcast because I want to be realistic, as real as I can about falling, right? Don't think that you're not able to fall. Don't think that you're incapable of falling in this life. I don't care what systems you build, what you invest in, how much you invest in it, and how many people you know, right? This life here, we have to constantly stay aware of our rhythm for life. We have to constantly be aware of what's going on with us, who we are, and what message is actually being relayed to us to go out there and attach ourselves to a purpose so we could bring light to that purpose, but do not allow that purpose to become us and to overwhelm us. One of the worst things I've seen, and I share this with Jeannie, is a friend of mine that I work with in a nonprofit that just kept telling me every second of the day that he was a director. He had to remind me every single minute of the day that he was a director, right? And I had to tell him, you are not the director of me. I am a leader. I brought myself here for leadership purposes, not for you to be a leader over me, right? So let's get this straight. I come in a space as me, as a leader, to plant the seeds that I gotta plant and have seeds planted also within me, right?
That's
So
right.
I
That's
don't
right.
go into spaces for you to be able to identify who I am and curate me according to your carbon copy. I'm not here for that. I did not come into the room so you could tell me, sir, I don't like blue suits. Can you wear a green one? Right? That has nothing to do with you. Right? I have my suit on, and
Yes,
that's my
sir.
suit. Right? So, you want to be cautious and I can't stress this enough, man. With the rhythm of your life, we talking about the rhythm of your life. with the rhythm of your life, when you go into spaces, we want you to remain you. We want you to stay you at all times. I don't care
and
what.
that's why, Nathaniel, that's why it's important to know who you are. Who you are. Because
Yeah,
if
and if you
you don't know who you, go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't know who you are,
If you
know what I'm saying? First of all, go back to the drawing board, right? As Christ said, Rome wasn't made in a day, right? So don't try to make yourself up in a day, right? Don't put a timeline on when you're supposed to grow and things of that nature. Allow yourself to go through the process of change that you have to go through to get to where you got to go. And many things, I'm going to tell you this, as you're going through the rhythm of life, many things that you depended on at one time or held dear to you is going to start dropping off. It's going to start disappearing because it can't keep up with your rhythm for life. It doesn't mean that you have become great in that person or great in the situation. It means that the rhythm has changed. That's what it means. It means that it has shifted. It has taken a shift, you know what I'm saying, out of this world. And you're like, okay, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Right? And we're constantly in this state of which way do I go? Right? And it's because we are here to grow. We're here to develop. So we just want to know what direction, point me in the right way, right? So I can get to my mission. So I can get this mission over with, and I can go back to what I was doing before I got put down here.
and wait a minute, and I want yes, and I want to say this about that, about your mission and your passion, because sometimes what we know that we're supposed to be doing, and sometimes it may be like, oh my, do I really have to do this? Is this really what I'm here for?
Yeah.
And then that you have to say, okay, yeah, you're suffering some now because of what you're put here for. And sometimes you suffer for what you stand for, you suffer for your values. Sometimes you suffer for your rhythm, the rhythm that you're in. You may have to suffer because you're in that rhythm.
That's correct. That's correct. And you need to understand that. You need to understand that some rhythms in this life are not accepted by this life. You need to realize this. Some rhythms, you know what I'm saying, are discarded, you know what I'm saying, by this life, you know. And the major rhythm, a lot of times that's always discarded, is self-discovery. You know, people a lot of times have a problem with people being who they are, right? They want people to be like everybody else. They want everybody to eat the same meat, drink the same drink, go to the same school, and so on and so on and so on, right? And it's very ironic because we are all brought here as individuals, but the individual a lot of times is frowned upon. So stay the individual. That's all I can tell you, is to remain the individual, to stay that individual, right? And to basically invest in your rhythm of life, right? Ensure that you are your greatest investment, you know what I'm saying, for this earth right here. Don't make other people, other things or situations greater than who you are as a person, because a day is going to come when you're going to need you. You're going to need you to stand up. You're going to need you to show up for your life, right? So you got to start doing that now. You got to start putting things in place now so you can show up for your life when it's time for you to do so, right? Because a lot of times you'll see people hiding behind a lot of other people, like wealthy people. They take care of their children. They get their children credit cards and stuff like that. They create a makeshift life for them that really doesn't exist, right? And if something happens to one of those parents, something like that, now that child, they got to fend for themselves, right? And if they wasn't setting things up for themselves to learn how to move as an individual, they're going to become lost in the land, right? And that happened to Whitney Houston and her daughter Christine. You know what I'm saying? Christine could not move past the fact that her mother moved on, and she basically followed right behind her, right? So it just shows us, like, you know, being individuals in this land is one of our greatest purposes and one of our greatest challenges in life. There's no greater challenge in this life than for you to be who you are and for you to tap in to who you are, right? And to live according to that expression, right? You know, according to who you are. That is one of the greatest challenges now. It's finding your true rhythm for life, right? People, when they see you moving, they may say, oh, he's moving, but the way he's moving, the direction he's moving in is no longer conducive for my life. I need to pull him back in. I need to create some scenarios and mix things up so this person won't be able to move forward. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw a couple monkey wrenches in the game to knock this person off track. So when you moving, remember certain things. You know what I'm saying? Remember that we're dealing with strong forces. And some of the strongest forces that we're dealing with is actually ourselves. Us as a people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We challenge
Yes.
ourselves, we challenge each other, we uproot each other, we competitive with another, right? All these different things. So as you're moving and as you're going through your journey, you got to remember that this is your journey.
Right.
This journey belongs to you. You got to pay attention. No matter what, it doesn't matter what you have accumulated in the land. It doesn't matter if you accumulate a pencil or you accumulate a daughter. It doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? What matters is that you have to stay true to you so you know how to continue to write with that pencil. You got to stay true to you so you know how to interact with your daughter, right? All these things are important because it comes back to you. Your relationship with you is also your relationship with others.
Yes.
Right? So you have to create a rhythm for your life, right? That's going to move you. I mean, it's going to move you like nothing else has moved you in the world, right? You're going to be moved and you're going to be like, yo, is this a fantasy? Am I dreaming? Am I really going through this? So I want to see what he says here. What he says, this is Charizard. I played the Eminem pipe organ instrument. It's from 1955. Oh, you play that instrument? That's great. You know, yeah,
so he knows all about the rhythm.
Yeah, you want to play one for us right now? You want us to send you the link? You can come in there, play a little music real quick, and then jump back out. You want to do that? Matter of fact, I'm going to send you the link, sir. All right, and you want to come in? All right, I'm gonna put it right here. It's in the chat box.
Oh, okay. Oh, that would be that. We'll get in his rhythm.
Yeah, you want to come in, you can come in. You know, we can show people different energies that's out here, right? So just what this is about, right? This is about us as a people, right? To grow individually as well as collectively, because who we represent ourselves to be in the world, we also want those type of attributes to also be within the world as well, right? So if I say that I'm a humble person, I want humility also be in the world. I don't want to be the only humble person in the world and get stomped out, right? So it's like,
that's right.
I want to be, yeah, you know, I the attributes that I have within me, I also want to also see them in the world, right? So today I want to do Close Rikers Island presentation, and it's so you know, peculiar that when you speak about closing Rikers Island, the people that you're speaking to is only thinking about the closure of a physical institution, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't see Rikers Island as a threat against public safety. They don't see that the space, the entity goes into their household and snatch out their sons and daughters, and most of the time bring back their sons and daughters worse off than when they snatch them, right? They don't see the public safety of the matter, right? And because they don't see the public safety of the matter, this beast is going to be here for the next thousands of years, right? Waiting for life to be born for it can trap them according to its crafty systems that it created, right? So you got when I was in Manhattan, prestigious community. You don't even see a piece of gum on the floor. That's how prestigious the community is, right? And we're speaking to them about Rikers Island, but they don't understand it because they come from a different cloth, right? So then I bring it back to them and say, well, you know, if you don't close Rikers Island, right, and Rikers Island is continuing to bring people and dish people out of the system, you know, as criminals, as substance abuse users, as homeless people, as mental health recipients, and things of that nature, the society that you love that has no gum on the floor is going to have way more than gum on the floor when this individual come in your community, right? And
that's right.
Now you pay attention. Right. Now you're going to pay attention because, you know, as you see all type of stuff, when you're seeing bottles and syringes and everything on the floor, before you didn't even see gum on your sidewalks, right? So now when you start talking to them like that, then they start saying, okay, I understand why this is a crisis. Yes, right? Understanding that your rhythm of life also is contingent upon the rhythm of life of others. If the rhythm of life of others are harmed, that's right. You also can also be harmed if you create rhythms of life that are not conducive to the one that you want to be represented in the world.
That's right.
When you create these little systems, understand what you're doing. It's like I was talking to a white woman today, and she said she works for a prison, mid-Hudson or something like that. And I said to her, well, won't you bring us in so we can talk to the people? And she said, yeah. So at the end of the day, it's a job. It's a job at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You speak about you work somewhere that you're not supposed to be working. You're not supposed to be working in any prison systems, right? You're supposed to be uprooting prison systems when you work in there. No, but you're not going in prison systems to uproot prison systems. You're going to prison systems to work a job. Is the reason why you went into the prison system. It's not to change minds and hearts and spirits. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't know what you're doing, right? It was a lady when I was in there. It was a white woman I met. She was a teacher, and she left being a teacher and went into the Department of Corrections. But when she went in the Department of Corrections, she didn't realize that her rhythm of life is going to change. Because the Department of Corrections were not there to teach any man or woman how to survive in the land. And she learned this the hard way. She kept telling me, oh, Nathaniel, prison's for rehabilitation and things of that nature. And I said, no, it's not. It's not for rehabilitation. I don't know who told you this little white lie, but it's all a lie. And it took her about 6 months to realize that she was in a lie, that she was living within a lie, right? And when she came out of it, it was already too late. They already came at her, man. They already uprooted her and made her feel like she wasn't a professional. They made her drop down from her position and take a lower position because she was inmate friendly and things of that nature that they basically will characterize it inmate friendly, you know, and it just shows how we create these different systems and people don't really realize what it is that they fall into, right? And this is what this is about. This is about us finding rhythms that's out here. And if we
and you know, because sometimes Nathaniel, people have an idealistic view of this world that we live in, And because they come from one segment of this society, they have a hard time imagining what something outside of their existence looks like.
That's
You
correct.
know,
Yeah, because
and
it's
for
subjective.
them, right. And so for her, she had this mental, I am going to go into the prison system and I am going to make this change because I am going to help rehabilitate, not knowing that the system wasn't set up for that. And she's going into a system that is not going to welcome what she's trying to bring in.
And in addition, she's going to a system that's geared on changing her. That system is designed to change her according to the system. So yeah, you get a paycheck, you get able to go home and buy little trick and stuff for your family, right? But your energy change, right? You're not as humble as you used to be. You don't smile like you used to. You talk to your husband aggressively because you're talking to a 6'5" man the other day in the prison. He backed down from you. So he said, my husband only 6'1", so I could talk to him any way I want to talk to him too. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you when you're dealing with your rhythm, you got to make sure that nothing attaches itself onto you, especially something that's going to deplete you and that you're going to have to shed off, you know what I mean, later on when you come out of these spaces because you don't no longer recognize who you are. Right. And now you got to go through a metamorphosis, right, to come out of these places of harm that you said were places of good, but they're not places of good. They're all places of harm, right?
Right.
And when you're not being cultivated in this society and the things that you're going into, you'll lose out on who you are in the long run.
And you know what? And
personally,
go ahead. You went to where?
I said I went through this personally. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what I speak to you about, I'm speaking to you about for me, right?
Right.
Recognizing why did you go work for a nonprofit? Me. Why did I get on advocacy movements? Me. Right? Who were the leaders, you know what I'm saying, that was on these platforms? Me. I had to be able to identify all those things, and I did not. And because I did not identify those things, they chewed me up and spat me out the room. Right?
Okay.
So you got to realize what's really going on with you and when you go into these different places, right? Because you got people that's in those spaces.
And Nathaniel, when you're going into those spaces and you have your rhythm and you know that your rhythm is for you and that this is your rhythm and you go into those spaces, would you say you have to put on the whole armor of God?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, you got to put on the whole armor of God, man. You know, this is warfare one-on-one. You've never seen a greater warfare in the land than you fighting to be you and you remain to be you. There is no greater warfare. Everything under the sun of America is going to come against you to uproot you from your rhythm.
That's
even
right.
though you're supposed to have it, even though you're supposed to have a rhythm, but you're going to be challenged for that rhythm. You're going to be challenged for your belief systems, your value systems, all the different things that you say that you want to do in your life. You're going to be challenged with those things. You're going to say, I want more money if I can help people. You're going to get more money, and we're going to see if you're going to help people, right? All these things that you're going to be saying in your heart, right, is going to become as a testament to you. And we're going to see, according to the rhythm of your life, what you're going to do with those things. And according to your rhythm of your life at that particular time, it's going to determine what's going to be happening to you in the future and how your life is actually going to turn out for you in the future.
That's right. And if your values and if your value system is not set and your values and the things within your soul, the things that are right, the things that you should be doing that are of good, you know, and that's part of your rhythm, then you are going to have to be putting on that whole armor in order to fight the wiles that will come against you, because they are going to come against you. And that's when you start second guessing yourself.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Many things going to come, you know, and it's for you. It's basically a test, right? It's a tester. You know what I'm saying? And Most High said the gold is tried by the fire. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yes.
you can't have gold if it hasn't been tried by the fire, right? That's how we determine if it's real gold or not, right? You know, if it's something else, it's going to melt. So, you know, it's understanding like who you are as that component in life, and what fires you're going to go through. And all those fires you go through is going to be for your test. It's a testament to you. It's going to make you stronger, or it's going to make you weaker, right? It's going to cause you to forget about who you are, or it's going to cause you to remember who you are, right?
Right.
Who you are in a land. And this is what's going to actually create the framework for your life for the next 10, 15, 20 years, right? And hopefully you'll come out of those spaces, especially when people go into dark spaces. Hopefully they can learn the lessons that they need to learn from the dark spaces, and then come out on it on top. Hopefully those spaces don't devour who they are and they lose themselves, you know what I mean, in the world. And even today, when I was speaking, you know, at the church, and you speak about mental health, I was saying, you know, a lot of people speak about mental health, but mental health is coming from the prison system. And they're like, oh, wow. I said, yeah, so if you want to contend with mental health, all you got to do is keep the prison systems open, and you have as much mental health as you can handle, right? And this is the things, when you're creating rhythms in the world, understand what is the language of those rhythms, right? Understand what's going to come outside of you creating that thing right there, right? Because man loves to create things for other men that he does not create for himself, right?
Okay, I want to stop right here. I want to stop you right here, Nathaniel, because this is a good place to say, to let people know about your book and what your book is about. Permission from others. Permission from others to exist. This is the title of
my book, Permission from Others to Exist. And I'm going to share it with y'all. You know, I'm going to put it in the link here. So that's my book. So this is my book right here. That's the link. That's where I got it from. Yep. So that's the link there. So my book is Permission from Others to Exist, Our Metaphysical Journey. And it actually speaks about, you know, what we're talking about today, that rhythm of life, you know, understanding and identifying life, who you are, and what's around you, what actually makes you tick, you know, what gives you insight for your life, what is going to bring forth that inspiration for who you are as a person. So permission for others to exist is exactly that. A lot of people need other things to exist, but we within ourselves also have to exist as well. So it's actually be able to shuffle, you know what I mean, through all the different things that's in life, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you're still here, right? Even when you attach yourself to anything that's out here, that you still remain who you are. And when you walk away, you are who you are. You are who you came, you know, and you don't leave someone different. You don't turn into a different person or be judged on a different level, and that person is not you. So it's understanding that there's so much in the world, and 99% of it has nothing to do with you, right? It's already out here. So with that being said, you don't want nothing that's already out here to actually have control over you, to be able to dominate you. Nothing. Money, this, I don't care what it is. It don't matter what the name of it is, right? You don't want nothing to be able to come and to dominate who you are as an individual. The reason why is
and that's where, right. And knowing our values, knowing what we stand for, knowing what is giving us that rhythm that we're in, and knowing that this is the right rhythm for me. This is the rhythm I want to represent for my life. And so when I have that rhythm and I have that core value system that is dictating my rhythm, I shouldn't be able to be bought off. Somebody shouldn't be able to come to me with money and say, if you change this or you change this, I've got this amount of money for you, or I will give you this. I'll give you a title. I'll make you.
That's right. Yeah, you forget about, one of the things that I've learned, even on the platform that I was at, is that this society is so crafty in its developments. And I'm gonna put it like this. This society realizes that there are issues that have to be corrected. They know it, right? So when leaders come on the platforms and they start addressing these issues and start bringing light to these issues, what happens is that these same leaders actually start getting hired in nonprofit organizations and they get removed from the work.
Wow.
So they're removed from they feel that they're doing the work from within a nonprofit. But the nonprofit is not increasing the leaders in the community, meaning that the nonprofits are not providing money for speaking engagement for people that have these histories, incarcerations and things of that nature. They're not creating portals for these individuals to actually come through and actually become the change agents that the society needs to change this narrative that's actually taking place within society. So I've seen how a lot of individuals that get shift off their rhythm by being placed somewhere else and saying, you can do better work here than on this platform right here. Matter of fact, we're going to give you $120,000 a year, right? And you're going to do better than everybody. You're going to do better than 90% of people that was on those platforms that you was on. So evidently, this is a greater purpose for you because you're going to be doing way better than them, right? And once they put you on that plateau, you can't reach back down to your brother. You can't hug your brother and kiss your brother and lift your brother off his feet and tell him that you're happy to see him. You're not able to do those things because now you're being dictated to according to a system that actually has given you your purpose for life. It has given you a rhythm. You're able to buy things and do different things with that money they're giving you, but the issue is still on the table. The issue is not being broken down segment by segment by segment. It's just like I told you when I went to an interview and a man said, what do you think about my classroom? I said, your classroom reminds me of prison. And he was offended that I said that the classroom reminded me of prison, but it did remind me of prison because I was in prison and he never been to prison. So he wouldn't know what classroom reminds anybody in prison or not because he never been to prison, right? I've been to prison. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to tell me that I can't recognize a room that's associated to prison when I've been to prison, right?
Right.
And then without offending, I wasn't offended I didn't get the job. I was relieved that I didn't get the job because I realized that this agency was not according to my rhythm.
Right.
It was not going according to my rhythm that I have for life.
Sometimes people sell their rhythm for just a piece of silver.
That's it. And you never get it back. And you never get it back. It's you know what I've learned? It's better to be uprooted in a system for your rhythm than to uproot your rhythm for a system.
You know what, Nathaniel? In the Holy Quran, in the reading that we do as Muslims during the holy month of Ramadan, I just read that persecution is worse than slaughter. Persecution, think about that. Persecution is worse than slaughter.
How could that be? How could that be? How could that be? How could that be?
How can persecution be?
Yeah, you're greater than slaughter. Yeah, how could that be? Yeah.
Because when you're persecuted, when you're being persecuted day in, day out. Your life is taken, you're persecuted day in, day out. You're suffering day in, day out. You're being subjected to all manners of evil day in and day out. You don't have a rhythm of life. You're dead anyway because you're not really living. So
that's correct.
Slaughter, kill me. Go ahead and kill me.
It's in and out. I don't got to go through perpetual states of harm that you actually try to put me through, right? And that's what it basically comes down to. Understanding your rhythm of life, locking yourself in. Take a note. Don't take no for an answer. It's all about, yes, I'm here. I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. I'm here. Nobody's going to move me because I'm right here and I'm not going anywhere. This is where I'm at, right? Understanding that. Don't tell me that I'm not supposed to be in a room, right? One of the worst things that's ever said to me as a professional. One of the worst things ever said to me by another professional. What is not who you know, it's who know you. That was the worst advice on the planet towards men that are growing, towards women that are growing in a space that is harmful and detrimental to them to even be there in the first place.
That's persecution. That's persecution.
That's persecution. Can you imagine going into a space that's full of harm and then other people telling you things that is going to harm you? Other people are not opening up spaces for you that's going to harm you in the future? Can you imagine going to a harmful space and don't get the love and support for the people that's already in a harmful space, but actually be denied? Actually be ridiculed and judged? Can you imagine this? So you got to understand when you're going into these spaces, who's in that room and what can they do to you if you don't have your rhythm of life locked in? If you're not locked in with you, what can they do to you? Where can you find yourself? One of my friends, he actually went back to prison. He stole something from an agency and went back to prison, right? And I was like, wow, what's going on, bro? If you needed help, you could have reached out. But he's like, yo, I don't think another man gonna help me. This is why I did what I did. And see, this is a testament of who we are. This is a testament of who we are. If you're in a space full of people and you don't think nobody's gonna help you move forward, that's a sad reality.
Why are you there? Why are you
there? Why are you there?
Why not remove yourself?
You gotta remove yourself. See, that's the one thing. See, hide and seek. We play hide and seek games out here, bro. Right? If you doing some weird stuff, I'm like, I see it. If you trying to bring it to me, I'm hiding. I don't see nothing. Don't bring nothing weird to me. I don't want to get involved with any of those things. Right? If you greater than me, I don't want to know you. If you greater than me in the land, I don't want to know you. I don't. Please go somewhere else. I need to stay humble and I need to stay in gratitude for my life. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not humble and you don't have no gratitude, stay away from me. Move. You know what I'm saying? Go to the other side of the planet because I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? This is about us uprooting different things in our lives so we can get back to the core of our lives. We have to get back to the core of who we are and live according to our purpose. Even if there's many purposes out here, it's not our purpose. When I go into the room, it's for my purpose. I need to know why I'm there. And nobody's going to tell me nothing different. You're not going to tell me I don't belong here. I'm sitting right here. This is where I'm at, and I'm not going anywhere.
That's right. That's right.
So, you know, this is us. This is our rhythm of life. We are in full testimony about who we're supposed to be at all times. This is the rhythm of life is about. Finding the true testimony about you at all times and staying locked in at all times to that space and let nothing come in between it. I don't care who it is, what it is, who it is, what the promise is. It don't even matter. Right now, we're in a space that we have to be able to elevate. We have to be able to grow, and we have to be able to take control of our own lives.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
subscribe to I'm a Data. You know, we need y'all to subscribe to us to help us move forward so we can continue to help people understand certain things in our communities. And we want to have these conversations with different people. And with that,
Yes.
we're closing out.
And thank you for being here with us and for the opportunity for us to serve you. And thank you, Nathaniel, for being so versed in the rhythm of life. And now we're going to go into a rhythm of meditation. We're going to slow things down just a little, and we're going to relax. We're going to breathe. We're going to find our rhythm in our breath. So close your eyes if you're in a space where you are safe. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Inhale to the count of 4. Let it out slowly. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Relax the top of your head. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your fingers. Yes. Breathe as you relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax your body. Going on down your body. Relaxing your legs. Relax. Relax. Relax your toes. Wiggle your toes. Relax. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. I'm going to count backwards from 5, and we're going to take another deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Thank you for being here. And I, as I always say, peace and blessings.
And blessings.